Hi there, I'm Lisa from Mythical Witchery. Welcome to my channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. It has been a while since I've made a video. Um, Life has thrown me a whole bunch of lemons, and I'm struggling to make lemonade, but you know what? I'll get there in the end. I decided I needed to try to get back on the horse. I was going to do something that was a little bit more intensive for my first video back, but I realized that doing that is just making me not want to do it at all because I just can't. I can't face it. So I thought, let's start with something easy. And what could be easier than showing you a fantastic new deck that I'm absolutely in love with, and that is the Blue Tarot. This is by Ukrainian artist Katerina. I know I'm not going to be able to pronounce her last name properly, so it is, I think, something like Katerina Presentova, I think. Forgive me if I've pronounced that horribly wrong. Anyway, this is an indie deck that was launched on Kickstarter late 2025. The exact date, I believe, was October 30th, and funded about a month later. 352 backers, which was just really fantastic. And I can't wait to show you this deck. There is only one thing that I do not like about this deck, and that's the box. It's a tuck box. It's not a typical tuck box, but it is a tuck box. It does have this soft touch lamination on it, and then this silver foiling, which you'll see throughout the cards as well. It really is gorgeous. Please forgive my voice today. I'm very scratchy, and I think I'm a bit nervous to be back filming because it's been a while. But let's just have a quick look at this. On the back of the box, it says, "Open your heart and soul to the Blue Tarot, a watercolor deck." I love watercolor. Honestly, it's my very favorite. A watercolor deck of 78 cards based on the Rider-Waite system. Some minor arcana include animals because that is how I feel it. Created in the times of war, the cards are filled with healing, hope, and beauty, which we will all enjoy in peace. Let's hope very, very soon. Okay, so a few details about these cards. Let me just really go to the campaign page really quickly and see if I can give you some details. Obviously, these are standard tarot size, so 70 millimeters by 120. It's got this soft touch lamination on it, which at first I thought, gosh, this is going to be hard to shuffle when I first felt it because it feels like it would clump together, but I was shocked at how well it does shuffle. Okay, so on her campaign page, it says there are 350 GSM cardstock. It's quite flexible though. And even though she doesn't say in the campaign page that it is a, like what kind of core it has, I think it's a pretty good quality. On the website, which is thebluetarot.com, it says that it is a linen finish, but it is definitely not linen. There's no linen. No linen. That's a fact. But it is nice, and it does shuffle very well, and it seems to be good quality stock. So that's what matters. Quickly share the story of how this deck was born. She said, when the sorrow and blues turned into creativity during the wartime, being an ordinary office worker, I started this project. I called it the Blue Tarot because my sorrow and love to beauty came together in the paintings. Yet it is not the tarot of sadness, but of strength to survive and pour your sorrow into something beautiful. So these are the backs. Aren't those gorgeous? So there's no foiling on the backs of the cards at all. There's no edging, it's just plain edges. But on the front, we have these beautiful silver accents. Now I've just realized that I have not put this back in order, so I'm going to just do that really quickly, and I'll be right back, and I apologize for the delay. All right, here we go, and we've got our Fool. Love this. It's like a little bag hanging off there. See the beautiful silver foiling. I thought the foiling on the cards would have made it a bit more difficult to shuffle, but it didn't. They don't clump together exactly, a little bit maybe, and because it's a smooth touch lamination, it doesn't glide as easily as, say, just a plain matte lamination or something with a linen finish or something on it, but surprisingly, they shuffle quite well. As the High Priestess, isn't she beautiful? This is really one of the prettiest decks that I've seen for years. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful Empress, the Emperor. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the actual artwork today because my throat is bothering me a little bit, so I'll just keep the talking to a minimum and let you look at the cards. I love this. God, look at that. Look how that, I'm still holding it back here. That's so pretty. See how the light catches the silver. It's been a while, so I need to remind myself, stay in frame. The Chariot. I honestly think this deck would have been every bit as beautiful if she'd not had the silver foiling on them, but no, I mean, it definitely adds something. And with the blue, it's just stunning. That is such a beautiful hermit card. I just love this. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. It's such a sweet, sweet art style, isn't it? Judgment. I love seeing this fuller body on the Judgment card. That's so pretty. And the World. And into the Wands, we've got the Ace. The 2. 3 of Wands. 4. 5 of Wands. 6. 7. 8. I love this with the dragon. This is one of my favorite 8 of Wands, I think, ever. 9, and the 10. Page of Wands, Knight, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. I love that, with the raven holding the ring. 2 of Cups, the 3, 4. I really like this. He's sitting here and he's looking at these 3 empty cups, and there's his hand reaching out with what is probably some hot cocoa or something. He's just not interested. That's really well done. The 5, 6 of Cups, the 7, 8, 9 of Cups, looks like he's spinning that on a potter's wheel. Not a typical 9 of Cups depiction. You know, he's not looking particularly self-satisfied or anything, but still, it's great. 10 of Cups. I know I said I wasn't going to give a commentary on these cards, but look at his face. He's so cute. Oh my God, he's cute. Page. Knight of Cups. The Queen. And the King of Cups. I've got the Ace of Swords. Let me just move these to the side so that the camera doesn't try to focus on those rather than these. Two of Swords. Did I say Ace of Cups for that? I think I might have done. 3 of Swords. Love this owl. Look at his face. Oh, his eyes. That's brilliant. Okay. 4 of Swords. And the 5. 6. 7 of Swords. 8. 9. 10 of Swords. Page. Wow, just looking at that makes me feel a bit anxious. Knight of Swords. Queen. Oh, she did such a beautiful job with these cards. They're so beautiful. King of Swords. And I just love the colors. It just suits me perfectly. And the Pentacles. Love this raven. 2 of Pentacles. 3. and the 4. 5. Oh, trying to figure that out. If he's got some dirt on his knee, or maybe like he scuffed it or something. 6 of Pentacles. 7. 8 of Pentacles. And the 9. That's gorgeous. 10. Oh my gosh, I just love these cards so much. Page of Pentacles. Knight. And the Queen. I love that she's depicted here. Whoops. That she's depicted here. Expecting. And the King. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. We'll have a shuffle and a little chat. Okay, so let's see how this shuffles. Like I said, I was really quite surprised. Look at how bendy they are. You see, when you push them in like that, they seem to not really stick. It's not really friction, but like it riffles and bridges beautifully. It's just that it doesn't slide back into place perfectly, and you've got to just sort of nudge it, but that's not a big deal. Oh my gosh, I have so many decks that are so much harder to shuffle than this. So I was really delighted at how easy it is, because I worried a little bit with that soft touch lamination that it might be a little bit difficult. So, but no, and they don't seem to clump together. I'm not going to, no, not a bad fan. Not bad at all. So they really are gorgeous, gorgeous cards. The artwork, something about the shades of blue in this deck just really speak to my soul. This has become one of my most used decks in the last few months. And it's definitely a deck that I think is quite gentle. You know, you could use it for any kind of reading, but if you're feeling a little fragile, like I've been the last few months, this is a great deck because it feels like hug, and it feels like empathy. It feels like the person on the other end understands what it's like, sorrow and loss, obviously. So this is the Blue Tarot, an independently published deck by Katarina, and I will share her link to her website as well as to the Kickstarter, which is now closed, but just gives you some details on the deck. And link to her website. I believe that she is planning to be selling some more copies of these. When I spoke to her, I asked her about the boxes because she had just sold during the Kickstarter, offered some handcrafted boxes for the decks, and I declined it. Oh, I wish I had. I wish I hadn't done that because I wish I had bought the box because they're really, really beautiful. But anyway, there it is, the Blue Tarot, and I hope that you enjoyed having a look at this deck. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. I really appreciate that you spend your time with me. Until next time, may love and laughter light your days. Bye for now.